now playing in Turkey for Fenerbahce. He's a Champions League runner-up to Milan. But he's won back-to-back league titles with PSG. For moving Fenerbahce in the shuttle. There's a cross-field ball looking for the run of Hanko. Is intercepted by Sheem. You can bring the ball forward to Northern Ireland. Bradley tied to the right touchline. Not much in front of him, Bradley, and he draws a foul. Sam Pereslin. Three of the Northern Ireland, what's it called here again? Bradley playing it off. Lobotka that time after the quick ball down the line. Is there Northern Ireland the set piece? I was just about to say, three of the Slovakia team playing their trade in England. 9 of the 11 in the Northern Ireland team. Just Paddy McNair, who plays in America with San Diego, and Brad Lyons, who plays in Scotland with Kilmarnock. They're only two. Corner is taken short to Devetti. On a return pass, and that's it. A bit of a waste from Northern Ireland. Juve and Devetti went short, didn't make anything of it, and Michael O'Neill acting a bit disappointed that they didn't get the ball into the box there. So Slovakia back in possession. Find myself, Slovakia 0, Northern Ireland 0. Slovakia, he sense need the win more than Northern Ireland. It's them facing Germany in the last game. Ball forward is dealt by Charles. 6 to the bar. Not much in the box room. The Eclipse stands up in half decent cross. It comes all the way through for Devetti. Right foot shovels it in. The header goes up. It takes a bit of a deflection. Dubravka claims under his crossbar. Yeah, a real shrewd pick up by Burnley on their return to the Premier League. Charles holds the ball to Northern Ireland, who are in possession again, and Bradley made the run, but he's gone offside now. Charles slips out as he receives the pass, and Slovakia are able to nip in and win the ball back through Bertel. Now Hanko. Let's go Madrid now. Chances yet in the match. There was a high tempo first minute or so, but it settled down quite quickly after that. Slovakia trying to make space down the right hand side, but there's a bit too much on the pass. Northern Ireland, even with a defeat here, can guarantee a playoff spot there. If Croatia beat Faroe Islands elsewhere, because Faroe Islands on a memorable campaign to them, well, if Croatia were to beat them tonight, that guarantees Northern Ireland a playoff place regardless of what they do here. It might be rare that Northern Ireland can top the group. You would expect Germany to beat Luxembourg tonight, which would mean Northern Ireland would be 3 points behind. Even if Ireland won here, they'd be 3 points behind Germany. They'd require Slovakia to beat Germany, and then they'd have to have a goal difference swing. Intercepts a poor pass forward by Hanko, and Northern Ireland can settle in possession again with Brad Lyons. He passes back to Ballard. He's had a very good start to the season with Sunderland. Peacock Farrell's kick flicked on. I think that'll stay in. Just about, probably has just about kept it in. He passes with the cameraman down there. Slovakia just struggling to get out their own idea. Oberskin boxed in slightly, but eventually the ball's in possession of Berro and Lobotka. Still the press from Northern Ireland is restricting Slovakia. They just about managed to play down the right touchline, and in the end the tackle from Deveni puts it out for a throw-in. But surely Northern Ireland made Slovakia work to get out their own end there. Not played in a World Cup since 2010, Slovakia. Well, that's Northern Ireland. Last World Cup was 1986. Slovakia moving forward now. Well held up by Deveni at the expense of a throw. It leveled the edge of the penalty area. Crash comes in from the right and will take deflection and go high for a corner. Slovakia's first of the evening. And the crowd in Kosice, the Kosice FootballEurope Arena, only the second international it's ever hosted, only opened in 2022. But let it get to see their home team score higher. The corner's whipped in. It's a dangerous one. It's headed out. Berro tries to head it back in. It's being kept alive at the byline, but didn't fall to a Slovak in the box. Dion Charles is working hard to try and get rid of the ball, but the posts have the ball back. All they're forced all the way back to the halfway line, and Lobotka. That's forward, and Northern Ireland win the ball back. Charles getting plenty of touches. The Northern Ireland number 9 holds the ball up well, but eventually Slovakia win it back through Lobotka again. Settles with Franco now on the left hand side. They'll push forward, or miscommunication between him and Harashlin, and Northern Ireland set Hugh. Well, loose ball forward from Hugh. Team actually the only Northern Irishmen to have scored against Slovakia since Steve Lomas in 1998. There's been 6 previous meetings, and bizarrely 3 of the 4 goals, the knockout, didn't have Northern Ireland have scored since Lomas scored the winner in a 1-0 win in a friendly in the first ever meeting. 3 of the 4 goals that Northern Ireland have scored since then have been own goals. And it is quick. Q the second in that 2-0 win last month. In what some have dubbed the best performance under Michael O'Neill. He scored the own goal that night. Brashovsky's on the bench tonight. As Northern Ireland get forward again here through Fry. Stanley left-hand side. His opposite number, Skirinaur, has got across there and won the ball back. Lobotka is tasked with emptying it, loses his footing, and it's clearance is deflected up in the air, and Northern Ireland have the ball back. And just a little strapping there. Eventually, there's a niggle, or a nibble, I should say, by George Saville, the Luton man. Commits the foul on Barrow. Ulber brings the ball away for Slovakia to Hanko on the left-hand side. Slovakia, of course, nearly beat England in the European Championships last year due to delegate injury time equalised and spared England's blushes. Slovaks going forward now through Haraslin on the left-hand side. He tees it back up to Rigo. He checks onto his left foot. And that, well, maybe wasted the opportunity. Is there a bit of a dive there by Conor Bradley? Got clipped, and he's happy to take the free kick, but almost opened up a little bit there for Slovakia. Olsen on the left, nipping in. Bradley was fouled. Got back to his feet, but wasn't really an advantage being played there. Well, there wasn't an advantage to play, so free kick. Peacock Farrell's free kick sails out over the touchline. Ulber plays in Italy with Cagliari. The Slovak manager, Francesco Calzona, Italian himself. And a brief spell in charge of Napoli, which he combined with his duties as the Slovak national team. Free kick from Oldland, just inside the Slovak half. They've gone one little down, headed just wide. That's the best chance of the match so far. Down Ballard it was. Yeah, he got to the header. It was a long floated ball by Deveni, but Ballard's movement got him above two defenders, and he glanced the header just wide of Dubravka's post, left-hand post. He's scored twice in the Premier League, Ballard, included in their most recent game against Arsenal, of course. Not a decent chance for him. Has scored 5 goals for Northern Ireland, which isn't bad as for a centre-back. Averages 1 in every 6 games through his country. It was the last one coming almost a year ago today, actually. Belarus, they won 2-0 on the 15th of November 2024. It's done. That's closest anyone's be, but that's a good pass followed by Hanko, and they've got him behind here. Slovakia and a shot. Oh, he's got inside of the post. It was Strelec, the Middlesbrough man. He got away down the left-hand side. Appeals for offside. He was in a good channel. Strelec. He decided to try and sneak it inside. Peacock Farrell's near post rather than go across the goalkeeper, and he's gone right off the inside of the post, and well, on the rebound. Dirish, he just hits his head more than anything and went well wide. Lovely running by Shirley. Peacock Farrell covered the near powers, but he almost snuck it in. You have to say maybe the goalkeeper did just enough there. Strelec scored on the previous international that Slovakia played here to the win over Azerbaijan last September. Now Northern Ireland come forward. That's neat footwork by Lyons. It's pull out to Hugh. He didn't chin across. You're too close to Dubravka. He makes it straightforward catch. So the edge livening up there in the last few minutes. Chances at either end. Ball is loose in midfield. Juric wins it. Strelec looks out wide to Haraslin. He's got Hanko behind him for support. Hanko shapes it cross, but says to use Harpslin again down the left hand side, and it wasn't a bad ball in from Haraslin. Right footed, curling ball, but no one could get near it, and it sails out for a goal kick. Slovaks appealing for a corner, but a decent ball in from the left sided player. Goal kick from Peacock Farrell. It's helped on. Franco clears it away. Wyans has done some good things in midfield so far for Northern Ireland, keeping things ticking over for them in the engine room. McNair plays it back to Peacock Farrell. Conville under a bit of pressure, tries a risky pass that's intercepted. So after you got a free kick, referee shakes their head. Slovakia had possession of the ball, but they would have ceded it, I'm sure, so a free kick where they saw the foul was. Referee of Romania wasn't interested. This one, Kovac. And all Romanian group of officials tonight, including the VAR. Kathleen Popat shall see if he is required. Now Slovakia make their way down the right hand side now with Guillaume Bear. He's passed to Beryl, resulting in a cross the block. Beryl try again. It's beyond his man, clutch it in. Strelec brings it under control of the box. He's been forced away. Tries a short pass with his left foot, but well intercepted and cleared. Bear will recover on the halfway line, but maybe signs that Slovakia starting to push Northern Ireland back a little bit. John Bear down the line. Beryl further down the line. Juric has come out to get the ball. John Bear's in support. He doesn't use it. Goes back to Beryl. Northern Ireland keeping them behind the ball, and then there's a foul. He was looking for it, Beryl. Ballard. Not sure who he's unhappy with, whether it's the linesman for the decision or one of his teammates there, but this is in fact a yellow card for Ballard, and that means he misses the final qualifier against Luxembourg. He just got goal side of They're just got ball-sided Ballard. I don't think Ballard was expecting the ball to come back. He thought one of his teammates was going to deal with it. Ends up pulling Beryl back, and this is a good situation for Slovakia. A free kick on the right-hand side, on the right of the penalty area. There's 4 men in conference around the ball, debating what to do. It's almost directly in front of the travelling Northern Ireland fans. The stadium holds around 12,500. Free kick taken short, and Hanko doesn't get hold of it. And he rolled it to his teammate Rigo, just up the dead for him, and I guess it was an attempt at a shot, but he really dragged it. So both sides guilty of wasting decent set-piece opportunities. On that corner early doors that they didn't do anything with. 24 minutes in, Slovakia 0, Northern Ireland 0. Slovakia have hit the post. Northern Ireland had a chance when Dan Ballard headed wide. Now comes Slovakia again with Hanko. That's a nice pass through by Rigo, and an attempted first by Jiris on the clearance. He comes off his old man. Northern Ireland can't quite clear the lines here. Albert might shoot from it. No, shakes to shoot, then passes to Eraslin. Left side of the penalty area, goes to the pylon, flashes the ball right across Peacock Farrell's goal, and out for a throw-in, which the linesman had signalled to Northern Ireland, but I think the referee has overruled him. Referee saying that Peacock Farrell, I've got a fingertip on that as a kid. I think Farrell's actually gone down at the moment to receive some treatment. 25 minutes on the clock. Peacock Farrell will be fine to continue. I don't think the Slovakia coach is too impressed. He's making some protestations to the fourth official there. As McConville wins the throw-in deep inside his own half. Now all bad. Lazy forward. Getting a misplaced pass. Now wins it back for Northern Ireland. Bradley can't quite get hold of it. And then Riegel nips in, wins the ball back for Slovakia. Peacock Farrell comes out to the edge of his docks and claims the ball. One throw comes in from the right. It's half cleared. Strelic holds the ball well. Nice flick to Lebocka, who can't quite bring it in, and it's well won back. Back Saville, and that will flick on. Oh, and nearly for Charles. Almost looped the header over Dubravka, who, to be fair, stayed calm in the Slovakia goal. Deveni with the outside of his boot might have flicked off a defender. And it was an awkward chance for Charles. He had to stoop to get his head to it and almost try and loop the header over Dubravka. Dubravka was alert to it and did well. Sees all his 1.9 metres there. The Dubravka. Half look for Northern Ireland. I've had a couple of those as Savills penalised for a foul in midfield. It's safe to say Slovakia edging the game generally, but Northern Ireland getting at least some joy at times. 68% possession the hosts have had as a free kick is cleared. It goes to Lebocka and the D on the edge of the box, and he went for a volley which would have been a stunning goal, but as it was, it went nowhere near the goal. And that time for a goal kick. Despite all the possessions Slovakia, they've, well, technically not had a shot on target. Goal Strelic after coming off the post. Northern Ireland have managed 2 shots on target, albeit both comfortable for Dubravka to deal with. March is the date for the playoffs for the World Cup qualifiers, which will be decided after this international break. Northern Ireland, as mentioned earlier, have got a couple of chances to get in there. Slovakia, well, all their eggs are in this basket. It's looked like a foul by Strunar. Charles did well to buy something from nothing, really. Control doesn't really help Slovakia either, given the fixtures in the last game. If this game was to be a draw, you'd sense that Slovakia would need to get, well, they almost certainly would need to get shoved in away at Germany to finish above Northern Ireland. Assuming that Northern Ireland were to beat Luxembourg, who of course have lost all their games so far. Free kick comes in from deep for Northern Ireland. Deveni peels away at the back, heads it up in the air. Half cleared by Guillaume. Goes out for a throw in, level with the edge of the penalty area on the left-hand side. Deveni has it. Wonder whether Northern Ireland will look to a long option here. No, Deveni throws it into Bradley, who's going across the left-hand side. Back to Deveni. Now Saville. Nice bit of play. Bradley lets it run through. Deveni plays it back. Doesn't get hold of his cross from a decent position. And it's a straightforward clearance for Hanko. And well, cheap foul conceded by Barrow. On that far side will give Northern Ireland the chance to get something. Saville just stopped between man and ball, and Barrow, with his hands up, just made enough contact with Saville to make him go down. So Northern Ireland have a chance to whip a ball in here. The free kick is also it's up side level with the edge of the penalty area on the left-hand side. The tube's gone across to maybe Curlish one in. They've got both the wing backs are there. Deveni, if they fancy a left footer, out Sway or try to miss. Want to maybe get one in under the goalkeeper. One hand up from here. It's going to be in to deliver. It's not the best delivery. Takes a flick through on the condyle. Tried to hook it back at the back post, but spoons it out for a goal kick. It wasn't a great free kick. It flicked up off someone, possibly Ballard, towards the front post and nearly caused some chaos. Now Slovakia come forward, Strelic. Oh, he's just put a bit too much pressure on Ballard. Referee penalises him for a push. Peacock foul will take the free kick just outside the own penalty. 10 minutes till out time. Slovakia 0, Northern Ireland 0. So you check again to Northern Ireland, this time one in the midfield. Played early, Bradley on the left wing, running down a little bit of a blind alley, being followed by Rigo. Now Saville, poked away from it by Juris, is throwing. Just having a little bit of a... They're just calm things down a little bit here. Not it's being particularly frantic, but they've just managed to break up any momentum Slovakia will build in. There's a trip there by Barrow. Whether Northern Ireland were asking for a yellow card there. There's been a couple of fouls in the last few minutes, and so a chance for Northern Ireland to deliver a free kick from deep. Charles is up there. Deveni and Sheeb again are the ones posing what to do. To be Deveni. Referees come over and are happy with something here. Bit of pushing and shoving as they wait for the free kick to come in. Fairly high line from Slovakia though. Good 5 or 6 yards outside the box. She's a left-footed delivery. Headed out by Skiridov. I don't know what he was hit instinctively by Price on the half volley. Wasn't on target, but it nearly saw the outstretched foot of Charles, who was only 5 yards out. If he'd got anything on that, Charles, it would have almost certainly gone in the goal. Now Northern Ireland come forward again. Deveni. He's got Price on his outside. Price sets it back. The Saville. Now back out to Price. Staying patient on that side of the pitch. Not the other. Eventually the attempted cross is blocked. A throw into Slovakia on their left-hand side. So he'll be hoping to get something back, or get some possession back. They've a little bit of a lull recently. Northern Ireland just moving the ball side to side. 5 minutes till half-time. Still Slovakia 0, Northern Ireland 0. Ball comes forward with Hume. Bradley is tight to the right touchline. Checks away from Henkel. Paddy McNair. 1-2 between Bradley and Hume. Bradley's got beyond his man here. Gets to the byline. Plays it in low towards the runner. Price. It comes out to Lyons. Deveni with the first time, no look cross, and it's headed out by Shkirina. Northern Ireland really having a decent spell in this game. Bowers helps out to the left-hand side to Deveni. Where Slovakia were seemingly having the more of the match, it's Northern Ireland having more of the possession at the moment. Shoot. Wins the ball back for Northern Ireland inside the Slovakia half. Goes out left looking for Lyons. He keeps it away from his man. Price plays the ball in straight through to Dubravka. Now here's Harassling down left-hand side. Gets at McNair. His cross takes a little deflection. Saville off balance. Does well to intercept. Slovakia back in possession then as they look to see things out till half time perhaps. Lyons with an interception and clearance. ticking into the final minute of the first half. Free kick comes in from the right for Slovakia. Good hit from Skriniar. He's insisting there was a deflection. The officials just chatted. I think referee has given a goal kick. Rigos. Free kick is just good deflection. He's right. Skriniar did take a deflection, but the officials didn't spot it. So it's a goal kick for Northern Ireland, which Peacock Farrell will take his time with. Bradleyman's a good header. Though I think that I wanted the free kick. Just lumped it forward a little bit aimlessly and just ceded possession. 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Now Harassling coming down left hand side, slides up, halts his planned progress. That might well be that for the first half. Ball played forward, headed out, hooked away by Skriniar. Now Devenik cuts inside his man, then inside another. Shihum nods the ball down for Bradley. He pushed a little while there, unnecessary. A little necessary from the Slovakian before there, and it means Northern Ireland will be able to win the first half with a free kick. That they'll be able to get into the box. Sheev stood over it. They've gone up from the back. This will almost certainly be the end of the first half after this set piece, and it comes from Hume. It's long and deep. It's kept alive in the back post. Saville maybe had more time than he thought. Was off balance and struck it left-footed on the half volley, and it was a yard or two over Dubravka's crossbar. Maybe he could have took a touch, but doesn't matter now. It's in the books, and there's the half-time whistle. So chances at both ends. by Lyons. Trends to find Sheehan. That's well dealt with by Hanko. Nods it back to his goalkeeper, Dubravka. He was very assured at the back for Slovakia in that first half. Oh, ball forward by Hanko is intercepted by Price, and he's played forward to Reed. His first touch isn't the best, and means has to go back to Conor Bradham, but Bradham go outside his man and attempt to get to the byline. He's well held up. They've shown a bit too much space. He's able to get across it, and it's not the best delivery. Lucky for Hume, and Slovakia are able to clear, and they'll get a free kick to get out of trouble there. Maybe Reed's touch just, if it had been an inside touch rather than taking him outside, might have been half an opportunity. It's Paddy McNair who's fouled, although certainly if Raslin was going down, almost looking for the contact, which McNair made that point too. Well, Slovakia come forward. That's good positioning by a Peacock foul. He maybe could have picked that ball up, but tried to clear it out with his feet. There's now a ball on the pitch which will hold, and the ball on the pitch which will hold up Beryl from taking the throw in. He instead hands it to Guillaume. Reed earns a throw in off Lebok. Slovakia in the last 9 matches, only once have both teams scored, and I dare say you wouldn't get a good price on both teams scoring here based on what we're seeing in the first 50 minutes. Between a side ranked 69th in the world in Northern Ireland, Slovakia 46th. Now Sheeran plays it to LiveMatch. He pays it forward and carries on his run. Raslin cuts him from the left-hand side. It goes back to Hanko. Finds Aubert out there in the left wing position. Paul Allen just retreating fairly deep there. Mark ball comes forward for the left hand side, and it's a cross. Oh no, good awareness from McConville to just flick that ball away, because Juris was arriving late at the back post, and if McConville hadn't dealt with that, then it would have been a surefire chance. Just signs maybe that Slovakia are starting to get hold of the ball a bit more, or just force Northern Ireland back. Northern Ireland may be guilty of retreating here, so Raslin having a run at Hume. Stands him up. Raslin's gone down, and in fact the referee, after thinking about it for a while, has awarded a free kick about a yard or two away from the corner of the penalty area. So an opportunity for Slovakia to get the ball in from this set piece. Wonder whether wrestling might consider trying to sneak a shot on goal here. And he comes on his there, and Skirina has got a touch on it, I think. There's some appeals from Northern Ireland, but it looks like that will stand. It came in low. And in the 55th minute, it looks like Alice had taken the lead. Slovakia 1, Northern Ireland 0. Although, all of a sudden, there are some appeals. A flag has gone up. And I think they might well be offside here. Yeah, Skriniar's gone early. Did he touch it though? I mean, you could question. He was involved in the play. Haraslin it was who took the free kick low. Skriniar went early, was offside. Not sure whether he got a touch on the ball, but he certainly influenced the man. I'm fairly sure the referee is getting some instruction in his ear at the moment as we wait and see. Yep, it's been checked by VAR. Peacock foul at no chance really, and indeed the goal has been disallowed, so a lets off for Northern Ireland and perhaps a wake-up call for them. And the joy of the home fans short-lived. So it remains Slovakia 0, Northern Ireland 0. As the yellow card is handed out to Try Hugh. Well, let's say Slovakia had more of the game generally, and certainly in the second half they got out, but still being frustrated by the visitors. Germany and Luxembourg still goalless in the other game in the street. The referee's having a word with Deveni now. The Slovakia manager right near shot as well. Oh, and that's a loose pass by Price, and Haraslin can come on goal. Oh, he's wasted a chance. It was only a half chance. A left foot shot from 20 yards high and wide, but it was a loose pass from Isaac Price. McNair shoulder wrestling the outside. Hasn't wanted too keen on going out there, and in the end, his shot with his left foot was wild. Which maybe lost away a little bit, Northern Ireland in the match. Peacock Farrell's goal kick, headed up in the air, headed that down. It'll settle with Ballard, who was booked in the first half and will miss the final group game against Luxembourg. That's good hold-up play by Reid. Sumnar saves a corner, but can only give it straight back to Conor Bradley. Bradley puts it in looking for Price, but Lobotka intercepts, and the Napoli man will bring the ball away. Plays a tidy 1-2, and then shifts it forward to Harassler, who has to jump to keep him playing, as such can't control the ball. Peacock Farrell goes along towards Reid, but it's not here, back to Dubravka in the Slovakia goal. Slovakia 0, Northern Ireland 0. Slovakia with a goal disallowed for offside through Milan Štirina. Croatia are 2-1 up over Faroe Islands, which means that Northern Ireland will be guaranteed a playoff spot regardless of the result here. Germany are 1-0 up over Luxembourg now. Still have 2 shots on target in the match, and both of those from Northern Ireland are both fairly weak efforts, it has to be said as well. Ballard shot pass into Price, does well to bring it under control. Now, there it all comes forth to Slovakia. His cross is cleared by Ballard. Nick Voltermeida, who scored Germany's goal to beat Northern Ireland, has scored to Germany. He's the scorer of the goal that puts them 1-0 up over Luxembourg. He's harassed on the left-hand side. Olberg gives him another run, but ball across him. Peacock Farrell, brave goalkeeping, went in with Strelic. And the goalkeeper was kept hold of the ball. It seemed I was not too happy with the way Strelic went in on the goalkeeper. I think he had every right to go for that ball. He almost starts hit. It's caught Peacock Farrell. If I thought went down sort of mischievously in the first half for a bit of a tactical timeout. Well, this one's definitely not a tactical timeout. It might well turn into the hunt, but he certainly was hurt there. He got maybe a hit to the head from Strelic. Certainly not intentional from the Slovakia striker, but Peacock Farrell is down and receiving treatment. I've got 2 goalkeepers on. If Michael O'Neill is in dialogue with the assistant, it was a good one by Albert and a good ball in. Peacock Farrell did well under pressure from Strelic. And the Northern Irish fans in good voice, they'll guarantee the playoff place really if Croatia maintain their 2-1 lead against Faroe Islands. So there's no pressure on them. Slovakia will be feeling it a little more, I'm sure, given they've got to play Germany in that final group game. A much tougher assignment than Northern Ireland face. As it stands, there'd be a 3-point gap between these two sides, but only a 2+ goal difference. So Northern Ireland would only have to beat, if Slovakia lost to Germany by 1 goal, Northern Ireland would only need to beat Luxembourg by 2 to leapfrog Slovakia into the playoffs. So in these final 27 minutes, you'd suggest Slovakia needs to find a goal. Is wanting to keep their playoff hopes alive. Foul by Bradley on Haraslin. A free kick just up from the, probably 10 yards in from the corner flag here. Bradley not too happy. That will see a repeat of the play for the goal. Once again, Haraslin going down very easily. Bradley, I think, fairly within his right to feel aggrieved at that call. You see home fans try and get things going for their team. Yeah. For Ashland again, it's going to be with this set piece. 10 yards in from the corner flag. About 7 yards up from the byline. Hits it wickedly, and he's in this time. And I don't think there'll be anything denying Slovakia on this occasion. Nick's damage Strelec, the Middlesbrough from Party, who's got a delighting header to the Haraslin cross. And he did it with his last set piece, did Lucas Haraslin. He was ruled out that time because Gerard was offside. Well, there's no ruling out that one, and Strelec usually been on a decent run of form for his country. 5 in his last 13 internationals. Has made it 6. Got across his man and glanced it into the far corner. And Slovakia have the lead. Bradley was there, but it might well have gone off Bradley even on the way through. Bradley will be furious given the nature of the free kick being awarded. Like we're having a VAR check here. There's been a pause prior to the match resuming. Players are all ready and settled for kick-off, but the referee is preventing them from getting underway here. The goal has now been credited to Haraslin, which suggests he got a deflection from Bradley, but they are checking the goal. And it's been disallowed again. Handball. Well, how's your luck, Slovakia? 2 goals disallowed by VAR. And well, I did say I thought there'd be no way they could rule it out, but they found a way. Handball, you'd have to say it's got to be Strelec, maybe. Yes, it is. It's just Strelec and Bradley at the front post. It's done between them, but it's gone off Strelec's right arm. Knew not much about it, but then it's gone into the far corner, and so Northern Ireland survive again. 67 minutes on the clock. Slovakia 0, Northern Ireland 0. But Slovakia have twice had the ball in the net, twice celebrated goals, and twice had it ruled out by VAR. And maybe a little bit of justice for Northern Ireland because it was a very soft free kick award in the first instance. Here's Lobotka now in the right back position for Slovakia. Well, put under pressure by Saville, forced back to the goalkeeper. Price will chase it down. Dubravka goes along towards Strelec, headed out by McNair, who will then tidy up the league surge. McConville tidies it up. Is he back to people? So, in the centre circle, Slovakia on with it quickly, and a bit left to Haraslin. He runs in, passes it to the left to Hanko. His shot is blocked. He might get another goal. Here's a tight angle. Too tight. Well wide from the Atletico Madrid man. Good descended in the end from Northern Ireland. So the shuttle here to the hosts. David Juric, the Rosenborg winger, is coming off. He's being replaced by Mario Schoyer, who plays in France for Toulouse, only 21 years old. He is to France in the summer. Was a doubt for the game through injury. Impressed playing in the Youth Champions League. Second cap, age of 21 for Mario Schoyer. 5 minutes to go, still goalless. Not seeing much from Northern Ireland in the attacking sense of the second half, but we might hear with Price. He rose at his man. Skewing our stood it up well, and in the end Price just fired it against Skewin's legs. Looked like he wanted to take him on the outside. Price, but opted not to. Speaking of good goal scoring records, Price is in good form as well. He's got 8 in his last 11 for Northern Ireland. This is a clashy midfield here between Bradley and Hanko, where they've both stayed down. Hanko in the end makes the return street. Yeah, Hanko's just clipped the back of Bradley's heel. And Bradley Huddersfield stayed down, impressive in their Champions League win over Real Madrid recently. Out to his feet. So, well, a rare chance for Northern Ireland to get the ball into the box in the second half. Trey Hugh to Tate. Once again, Slovakia maintained a fairly high line. It's clipped in towards Reid, headed out all as far as Deveni. He'll put it back into the box. Well blocked by Lobotka. And cleared out. Samuel will regather. Deveni, left foot cross. It's low. The best connection, but quite tidied up by Fenko. And then there's a foul on the bucket in his 70th cap today. Stanislav Lobotka. Now, Slovakia come forward. Aubert's ball's actually hit his own man Strelec, but might fall to the. Another man's gone down there. And there's a yellow card coming. Flash for here on Gyomber. Gyomber is perplexed at the decision. I'm not sure whether it might be a case of mistaken identity here. Well, Gyomber almost a flailing arm has caught Deveni in the face, but it was certainly not. It was certainly accidental. The referee's let the yellow card out. Northern Ireland making a little change here. Just for McGuinness is going to come on. The now ex-City is going to replace Paddy McNair. So an aggressive substitution. McGuinness to the striker, 35 now. The league for Bolton and Hull City of Wigan. His 85th cap. Can he find his 13th goal and fire Northern Ireland to victory? Here he wins a flick on for his first touch, and it now falls to Price, and his shot deflected. Well, so it was deflected. It's not. It's just gone straight out for a goal kick. It was Lyons there. Apologise, not Price. He made that shot. Beryl gets on the outside. Devaney gets a touch of the ball. Beryl lets it roll out for a throw-in. He throws it in quickly. Look at the Sawyer, the substitute. Ball comes in for Aslin towards Beryl at the far post. All he can do is head it up in the air. Peacock foul claims. It's 16 minutes off. Slovakia 0, Northern Ireland 0. Slovakia 2 goals disallowed by VAR. Is Ballard. Devaney. Cross-field ball looking to McGuinness. McGuinness lods it down, but Reid, the teeth are away from McGuinness and Reid now up front together. Looks like Trey Humes just shifted it inside to centre-back, and Bradley's just dropped back to the right wing-back role. So it's like the 5-3-2 now to Michael O'Neill's side. But chased him by Price. Concedes a throw in. Halfway line. Dero being told to get back. Ball back with Dubravka. He goes low. Strelec wins the flick on. Strelec can't get on the end of it. And the Conville will play it back to Peacock foul. He tried to on the shoulder. That was 4, but he's clicked out for a throw in. McGuinness, or shows Jamie Reid, who's gone down. And Penko not too happy with that. Apple. McGuinness is on his haunches. Reid's on his haunches, the substitute. Doesn't want to that. I'm not sure where this has occurred. Yeah, he's thought to be taken off here, so Jamie Reid's 13th cap, he's going to be short-lived. And Michael O'Neill's going to have to find another option off the bench here. It's a decent form Reid in domestic. 5 goals in 12 in League One for Stevenage this season. As he makes his way up, Reid's going to be Jamie Donnelly, striker from Stoke City. Real midfielder from Slovakia's attacking midfielder. Was on the books of Spurs as a youngster, made his professional debut for them. Did actually play for England up to under 19s and switched his allegiance to Northern Ireland. Played for the under 21s before making his first team debut. Oblong at Stoke from Spurs. Well, Slovakia not really offered anything since that disallowed goal. Ballard, smart, defended, keeps the ball away from Strelec. Ballard, of course, knows he won't be playing against Luxembourg due to suspension. Here now is Price coming down the left-hand side for Northern Ireland. They've not created anything in the second half. Price sees the one of Bradley on the far side, but his pass is too short. Slovakia are able to clear. Important footed by Lyons. Donnelly's given the ball away. And Sawyer's first real touch with the ball goes across field and passes to the left to Haraslin. He could have had 2 assists or even 2 goals on another day. He's trying again. He pulls it back. Hanco's left foot shot straight into the breadbasket of Peacock Farrell. Well, Karaslin's been the outlet for Slovakia, and he's been the one most likely to make something happen. A nice 1-2 and a 3-4 really with Hanco, but didn't get enough power on it. There's a Slovakia man down in back play here, but Northern Ireland carry on with Donnelly. Right hand side, only McGuinness in the box. Donnelly wants on the run at Lebotka, and Donnelly lets it roll out for it well. Donnelly let it go thinking it was a corner, but it's a goal kick. He could have kept it in, Donnelly as well. In the final 10 minutes, Dinkasice, Slovakia 0, Northern Ireland 0. A result that you'd have to say would make Northern Ireland favourites to finish second in the group, despite the fact that they would be third, 3 points behind in the game left to play, because Slovakia's last game is each Germany away and Northern Ireland play Luxembourg at home. It guaranteed a playoff spot anyway, Northern Ireland, because Croatia 3-1 up over the Faroe Islands. So their performance in the Nations League has at least got them that playoff spot. Rashford throws the ball into Skiri now. McGuinness plus Gilmbo under pressure. Gilmbo's rush pass actually found its way to Barrel, but now Northern Ireland left the ball back. Lyons going down a little bit of a cul-de-sac and loses the ball to Hanginko, but good tracking back from Saville. And then there's a foul by Bradley. Foul on Bradley, I should say, by Hanginko. Bradley's asking for a yellow card, saying it was the 4th one. Hanginko has helped him up to his feet. Peacock foul, 40 yards out of his goal, goes long. Ballard's up for the back, he flicks it. Oh no, and it just doesn't quite fall from the Conville. It was a yard or 2 ahead of him, which didn't quite have the North in him to stretch for it. And maybe is this the final throw of the dice from Francesco Calzona. Laszlo Benyes and Lubomir Tupta coming on off the bench here. Raslin has been withdrawn, and so has Tomas Rigo, another Stoke player. So fresh legs for Slovakia as they try to find a late winner here. 2 goals disallowed by VAR. .64% possession in the match the Slovaks have had. Bradley plays it forward, almost thought some Magenic, good clearance by Skjuna. And Donnelly wins the ball back for Northern Ireland, plays it off. Beyond there for a throw-in. Donnelly goes towards the corner flag, but keep the ball close enough to him, and it's hooked away by Franco. Now Price to Bradley. Northern Ireland just retaining the ball in the final third for the first time for a long time. Saville to Devaney, nothing to his left. Plays it back inside to McConville. Now Shue. I felt to Bradley. Smart play this from Northern Ireland, just maintaining possession. Sheehan clips the ball in to Devaney. Brings out the air onto his right foot, clips it in. Too close to Skjuna. Heads it out. And Conville brings it back, and then Devaney gets somewhat fortunate. Hammers an attempted coffee is chucked up for a throw-in. Well, Slovakia hold a draw in Germany will secure second spot. In their final game, regardless of what Northern Ireland do. Of course, a win against Germany would still secure them suffer degree. They would be 2 points behind Germany going into that final game. So, in many ways, they might not see this as but a key 90 minutes of the week. Ball clipped forward, and now Devaney, good first touch, lashes it at the goalkeeper. Dubravka makes a save. He's offside though, Devaney. Wouldn't have counted anyway. It was a narrow angle. He thought he'd won a corner. It was a great touch to bring it down. Dubravka well positioned. Made the save where perhaps Peacock fouled in the first half on that one, where Sterlett's shot came off the inside of the post. But in this final phase of the match, it's been Northern Ireland looking more likely to create something. Lobotka for Slovakia, skewing that. Benyes just about gets it away from his man, and now they come forward. Hanko, who's moved a bit further forward to substitutions. Sawyer pulling in from the left-hand side. Benyes, referee almost in the way. Aubert digs out a cross. Oh, it's avoided almost everyone. Devaney hooks it away. Lobotka trying to rescue it for Slovakia. That could have been handball, and referee that indeed has said it was handball. Donnelly, the man penalised. And another change for the Slovaks. Robert Kozinek and Thomas Bobchek are coming on off the bench. And beyond there is being sacrificed. So Bobchek's debut, his international debut, plays in Poland for Lechia Gdansk. Well, yeah, good sign for him to still like the other man, make his worth of buzzing it. as Albert turns the ball away from Price, falls back to him. Ball played forward, doesn't get chases, so you might get it. Instead of foul on Hume, referee says no, Hume did really well to dig the ball out and find Connor Bradley. He flips it forward towards McGuinness, too high for him. Lobotka with a cushion header. Will press in from Price. Now Lobotka. Out left seat. Franco. Albert. His touch got away from him, which got out for a throw in, and that'll kill a little bit more time for Northern Ireland in the final minute now of the 90. Still goalless. Northern Ireland did. It was a goalless for last time they played in Slovakia back in 2016 in a friendly. Didn't like they've maybe repeated defeat here. Final minute plus added on time to survive Michael O'Neill's side. He will play in the playoffs for qualification to the World Cup regardless. Saville fouled. Was he? No. Referee says no, and Benyes gets a shot away. It takes a deflection, goes out for a corner. Northern Ireland not happy a foul wasn't given. It's a corner now for the home side. Skewing ours up from the back. Chuptas hovering around the edge of the box as he's Bettle. Corner comes in left footed, not the best delivery. Bozinet is there at the front post. It's come off Bradley and gone behind for another corner, which was probably about as much as they could have hoped for off a knee. Ball in. 8 minutes of adding on time. We've had a few stoppages because of VAR, of course. And no, he's gone there and Slovakia scored. And would you believe it is Bobček on his international debut with his very first touch. The 24-year-old called up to the national team for the first time in 2022. He's had to wait 3 long years for his debut. And what a moment for it. The corner came in, it was missed by everyone at the front post, and Bobček in the centre of the penalty area. It's it left-footed into the unguarded goal. And in the first minute of adding on time, Slovakia take the lead. Slovakia 1, Northern Ireland 0. And surely third time lucky. The delivery came in. It missed everyone. Peacock Farrell, well, you won't want to see that again. He just came out, waved a hand at it, got nowhere near it. And Bobček pointed it goalwards. There was a bit of wrestling going on in there. Surely they're not going to disallow another goal. Ballard went down fairly cheaply under contact from Sawyer. Sawyer's not the biggest, it's fair to say. The Northern Ireland players were all pointing at Ballard being pushed over. And we wait with bated breath to see whether surely they can't 3 disallowed by VAR. No, it's been awarded. So Slovakia it is the time lucky, and Thomas Bobček, what a moment for him. Goal on debut. And potentially a priceless winning goal now. A mistake by Jamin Bobček. Oh, he had a goal. Peacock Farrell was well off his line, and Bobček hits it from 45 yards out. He apologises to his teammates, but it was well worth a hit there. He only bounced maybe a couple of yards wide in the end. In many ways, Well, that goal basically secures Slovakia's playoff spot. Doesn't change what they need to do against Germany in the final game. But it gives them hope of the World Cup. That pass down the right-hand side is slightly overhit by Bosnia. The fans jumping around now. Can Northern Ireland find it? Is it in this injury time? We're 3.5 minutes into the 8 added on. The ball chipped up to McGuinness. He flicked it off. Ballard flicks it on third. In my thought for Donnelly. He's forced out wide. Plays it out to Bradley. He gets across and it's blocked. Goes now for a corner. So Northern Ireland will have the corner of their own to try and find a goal. And the game just lighting up here in stoppage time. Just the second corner Northern Ireland have had. Bradley, Lyons, McConville, Saville, Price, Ballard, all in the box. And he comes left foot from Devaney. It's beyond everyone, including Price. It's flicked out by a defender. Donnelly will rush over to get the ball. Dries it for shooting. He will launch a long one in. Headed out by, and a miscommunication between Saville and Juve, and that'll be a let off for Slovakia. They lost some time to work their way out of their own end. The home fans clapping and cheering. They know they're just a playoff game away from the World Cup if things stay like this. And that, of course, is assuming that they do not manage to do it against Germany in Leipzig next week. What a turn up that would be. They've already beaten Germany once in this qualifying campaign, and they've set up a decided or can Northern Ireland deny them that chance late on? The ball bounced around the edge of the box. It's cleared. Hugh knocks it back in hard towards McGuinness. Ballard's there. Ballard wins there. Will he fall for Saville? No, he'll run through for Dubravka. I think there was a collision between Dubravka and Saville. It was unlucky, Saville. As we take up to 6 of the 8 added minutes. And the substitute coming on for Northern Ireland being withdrawn to be replaced by Kieran Brown of Oxford United. Brown wins the header with his first touch. Lobotka though gets onto the loose ball now, buzzing it to Bob Check, the match winner, plays it down the line to Chukta. Brown has him under pressure. Chukta trying to hold it up in the corner, has done really well, goes to ground and then eventually concedes the throw in, but he held it up for long enough there. Northern Ireland working the way up the subtime with the throw-ins here. 7 of the 8 added minutes gone. Brown told to go back with his throw-in. Launches it down the line. It's flicked on by Ballard. Brown plays it forward. And called clears for Slovakia. And Bosniak will give it chase. Brown keeps it away from him but can't retain possession. Bosniak brings the ball down. Saville's all over his back. Referee says foul. That might well be that. Saville's going to be booked. Maybe a bit of frustration. He'll miss the game against Luxembourg. Just held Bosniak back, had a couple of goals there. In fact, Bosniak had hold of Saville more than anything in the first instance, but certainly It was a foul. The yellow card a little bit harsh, but Savo will also be having a rest. Next week, Venyes plays the ball down to Chukta, who will again try hold up in the corner. He goes down, the pressure from Deveni. Brown has played it off. Bobchek for a throw in. And another foul here, another yellow card for a Northern Ireland player. Well, Batwa's been sent off. It's a second yellow for the Sunderland defender. Not sure what happened there. Lobotka has stayed down, but it seems Lobotka's holding his face. Well, there was nothing in that, really. Dallard has got a yellow card. A second yellow has been sent off. So it's done a bit from bad to worse for Northern Ireland. Doesn't matter a great deal. Ballard couldn't have played on Monday anyway. Cazal pointing to his watch. And there goes the final whistle. Solis Bobchek, on his international debut, has secured Slovakia a playoff spot in World Cup qualifying. They still may yet qualify automatically. They've set up a crutch top of the group clash with Germany and Leipzig next week. Disappointing in the end for Northern Ireland, especially losing Dan Ballard to a red card in injury time. They'll play in the playoffs anyway, courtesy of their Nations League performances. They won't finish second in the group. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving between the two players here as the players made their way off. But the final score in Kasice, Slovakia 1, Northern